Tony Hawk's Underground 2. If I had £1 for every time I attempted this challenge, I'd have £1. Which isn't a lot, but it is surprising that I even attempted this at all. This is a game with more grinding than a drunk first year at Pop World, more grabs than your uncle after 5 pints at a wedding, and more goals than Tottenham Hotspur. Actually, no, scratch that. They don't have many goals. In football. Or in life. This is a game where Steve-O rides a mechanical bull, New Orleans gets overrun by the undead, and Bob Burnquist takes a tennis ball to the nuts. The challenge is simple. Each time I finish a level, I remove a random button from my controller. Will I survive the ordeal? Will I finish the game? Spoiler alert, no. No, I won't. But one man's pain is another man's viewing pleasure, so with all the precision and skating ability of a broken vending machine, let's begin. Tony Hawk's Underground 2 begins like every good skateboarding game should, by getting violently kidnapped and chucked in the back of a van like a budget Saw reboot. I'm either being recruited for the World Destruction Tour, or being harvested for organs.
I'm simply going to harvest your organs.
Huh?
1 minute I'm chilling, and the next, bam.
Hello, butt nuggets!
No, literally, bam. With a chainsaw. Because, obviously, this is it. This is how I die. Cut into slabs of meat before I could even finish the tutorial. Tell my family I love them. Except Uncle Dave, he knows what he did. Let's f*** up some cities. We begin the challenge in an aptly named level called Training. I mean, this is easy when I can use every single button. Apparently, we still have to prove to Tony that we can still skate because jumping over a helicopter in Hawaii wasn't proof enough. It's like riding a bike. It's easy, he says. So after completing the one and only goal needed to progress, it's time for our first button to go and get f***ed. Is it gonna be? No! No, that's like the worst one! That's the worst one! I am f***ed. Say goodbye to X. It's gone. It's all gone. Oh, shit. I can't select yes on the menu. Yeah, we'll have to bind enter. You can still see it's not working on the controller. When I press enter, I think you'll all agree that couldn't have gone any worse. Not to worry if science class has taught me anything, it's that gravity doesn't give a shit about whether I can ollie or not, and I should still have sufficient speed, even on this motorised of a Segway, to air over this subway entrance. It makes absolutely no sense that a plank of wood with 4 wheels has more torque than a scooter that drinks petrol, listens to new metal, and still hasn't forgiven his dad for leaving when it was 5. We spine transfer our way into another fat stack of points and teach kids the important life lesson that graffiti, contrary to popular belief, is in fact cool. Meanwhile, the search for Benjamin Franklin continues, because what's a skating game without tracking down a 300-year-old lightning enthusiast in a colonial drip? I found the door is locked. Of course it is. Turns out I'll have to break in through a 2nd floor window, which would be fine if I could actually jump. No ollie, no airtime, no hope. Already just 2 levels in, the entire challenge was seemingly impossible. How is he not? Oh! But then it hit me. Try this way. WWBD. What would Ben do?
We are all born ignorant, but one must work hard to remain stupid.
And work hard I did. Turns out, if you skitch into a car, the driver develops a death wish and hits 60 in a school zone.
Okay, which way should I turn?
Which, lucky for us, is just enough speed to launch ourselves directly into that 2nd floor window.
Oh, booyah!
With Ben Franklin finally at our mercy,
Greetings!
we turn to him, praying he'll contribute towards the 400 points necessary to unlock Barcelona.
I'll invent a move called the Franklin.
Ah, right. Well, you know what they say. Never trust a man who flies a kite in a thunderstorm. So after telling a kid suffering from the world's most aggressive case of Munchausen syndrome to shut the fuck up,
I think I'll go skate.
shut up, I go see Bob.
Alright, time for the Brazilian action.
Bob's a simple man. He skates, he vibes, he hopefully doesn't want kids. But he's our guy now. And unlike Ben Franklin, who skates like a reanimated corpse trying to pilot a hoverboard, Bob doesn't immediately shatter every bone in his body. With the finesse of a caffeinated spider monkey, he lands combos and racks up points so clean it makes Dettel feel insecure. Armed with our new skitching wisdom, I spend a good chunk of my sanity trying to tag the big billboard, not realising the no jumping rule applies to my feet too. Yes! Oh shit, I didn't think about this, did I? Looks like Ben Franklin, the annoying co-worker in accounting everyone hates but HR won't fire, is our last hope. Despite possessing the skate sense of a blind and deaf aardvark, he somehow against all odds pulls off the combo that tips us over the 400 point mark. So pack your bags and say hello to Barcelona, the city of art, passion, and having your kneecaps dislocated by a rogue mechanical bull. Or a real one. It's 50-50 at this point. No.
In Barcelona.
Armed with the ability or lack thereof to turn left. I can't turn left! This once light-hearted, fun-sounding challenge was now becoming a pain in my ass so big it made Jedward look like a mild inconvenience. The only thing I had going for me at this point was a sack of tomatoes.
Hey, here's some tomatoes!
That's right, it was time to unleash marinara-fueled madness on the unsuspecting capital. I pelt innocent civilians with enough fruit to qualify as a vegan hate crime, vandalise enough bins and benches to make Frank Gallagher look like Mother Teresa, and unleash the raging death cow in what can only be described as Red Dead Redemption meets Fast and Furious, Paella Drift. Pegleg is a massive wank stain who couldn't captain a bathtub. But despite my irrational hatred for this pirate Poundland extra, I attempt to free his soggy ass from the clutches of the Barcelona bridge. After getting wetter than a dog in a dishwasher, I realise my talents are better spent elsewhere. By repeatedly launching myself into walls via a catapult, as my self-esteem fades faster than the hope of Tesco meal deals ever becoming affordable again. Right, come on. Oh, so close! I cut out the middleman and launched straight to the highest point of the level, if you don't include the actual highest point of the level. Yes! Come on! Then I climbed the ladder carefully, like a man trying not to fall into his own poorly made life decisions. One wrong move and I become a steaming pile of human soup. Against all odds, I tag the billboard. I beat the arcade machine high score despite having the balance of a three-legged donkey in an egg and spoon race, and then, as if things couldn't get any more cursed, I met up with Steve-O for the world's ***est rodeo.
No way, you found me. Check out my mechanical bull. It's time to get totally rad on this thing, yeah!
I'm pretty sure this totally rad bull is powered by a 9-volt battery, a broken toaster, and the shattered dreams of a divorced primary school teacher trying to become famous on TikTok. Oh my god, is this how slow it goes when you're not holding X? And I can't, oh this is actually ridiculous, man. It's clear this mechanical bull is, without question, complete and utter bullshit. So I go to someone who, unbelievably, might actually help, despite being a total chicken shit. We're only a few points away from the flight to Berlin, and I'm only a few milliseconds away from a complete mental breakdown when it hits me. This utter prick is actually essential to the challenge. After putting my head through a brick wall just to feel something again, I get to work. 5,000 point combos, all launched from the fat-powered death machine that is out to ruin our day. Oh, the f***ing bull! The two professional skaters could do this in their sleep, and then there's the chicken shit who fumbles but does not fall, and then there's Steve-O. We need 5,000 points, and all he can do is manual. I'm gonna need the balancing skills of Jeremy Clarkson walking the BBC tightrope with a stake in one hand and a fake apology in the other. They almost pass out from dizziness, grinding the parad. Oh, really? The parad. The spiral rail. Yes, it's falling to the left. Yes, come on! It's time to spin the wheel of fate again, and for once the skating gods show mercy. Oh, L2, no nollies allowed. Welcome to Berlin, the city of beer, bratwurst, and apparently a full-blown turf war between two spray-painting psychos. This time we're on Team Bam and his circus of skateboard-induced trauma patients, the kind of guys who think they can outskate a tram. As I explore the perfectly square level, clockwise for obvious reasons, I come across a kid in a body cast with more cheek than a Nicki Minaj music video.
Oh, get down, baby. Let's go.
An easy 25 points to kick us off, but after that, progress slows down faster than a dial-up internet connection. We're unable to fulfill Wee Man's dream of becoming devoured alive by a piranha shark hybrid. Turns out the glass is tougher than a prop from a How Ridiculous video.
3, 2, 1, whiskey!
After once again proving to kids that spray painting is in fact cooler than smoking, and probably just as good for your lungs, I take on the arcade machine again, the one goal that never seems to let me down. Another 50 points added to our measly total. Things are starting to get tough. Points are harder to find than Gordon Ramsay's lamb sauce.
Where's the lamb sauce?
I skitched the high heavens and unlock a smorgasbord of new goals. The tagger was tagged in. This turf war tipped the scales in our favour as I took them out one at a time. 1, 2, 3. It's like Banksy went full Osmosis Jones and defied all laws of physics, throwing a can through the fucking wall. No way that worked! A new hope was born. We were just 25 points away from Australia. I tagged in the psycho known as Paulie, remembering that R2 and Square were still in play. We launched off the roof, and this madman actually stuck the landing as if he was a seasoned pilot touchdowning a 747 on a 3,000-foot runway.
Oh, yeah, baby. Yes!
And with only 3 levels left, but headaches multiplying like a bad rash, we spin the wheel of doom once more. And just like the steady decline of my sanity, we lose the ability to slow down. After Eric Sparrow face plants a wiener cart, we make it to Australia. The land of deadly spiders, endless sunburn, and the only place where you can get attacked by a kangaroo and a shrimp vendor on the same day. Here, the only thing more lethal than the wildlife is my skating ability. We start with our trusty arcade machine, a guaranteed 50 points. No! Oh, for f***'s sake, that was all I had. My ability to extend combos longer than a paralysed quit was unmatched. Despite that, I scraped through, and finally, we had points on the board. 21 points. Draining the tide pool proved trickier than a headless Argus Filch trying to find the Wi-Fi password. After waving a koala's head around like a novelty cat toy from a Christmas cracker, we linked up with the Secret Skaters, easily the most stereotypical and borderline racist caricatures of Aussie culture so far.
I'll show you what a real Aussie can do.
You'd think a go-kart with 4 wheels would be easier to control than a skateboard, but when you can't slow down, it's basically a shit show. Out of nowhere, we snagged 200 points. Suddenly, Australia is looking easier than Berlin. Waking Sleeping Beauty causes absolute carnage. Demolished stairs, a flattened cop car, chaos in the best possible way. A conveniently placed ladder makes tagging the billboard a breeze. And a near-death jump bags us a bunch more points. And just like that, we're only 25 points shy of the target. All that's left is to shrimp slap the lifeguards to hell and back, and we'll be good to go. We've been given 2 more goals to complete. Not a problem, we've scraped through until now with nothing but sheer determination, but there was a slight issue. Grinding the seagulls was impossible if we couldn't balance, and jumping over 5 construction workers wouldn't work if we couldn't ollie. With a face like a 40-year-old bloke just out of his first prostate exam, I beaver blast the 2 workers I could. But alas, I have failed. If you enjoyed watching me embarrass myself with the grace of a drunk giraffe on roller skates, hit that subscribe button, because honestly, if I'm going down, I'm taking you all with me.